Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Stardust Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for February 2019. After the release of the Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile, I got a lot of requests to do a Stardust Dragon deck profile. Now the biggest thing that I was, found trouble working on is just what monsters to use for the Stardust Dragon deck. I obviously used, Resonators as the main focus for the Red Dragon Archfiend deck, since it was obviously Jack Atlas's monsters. And he also had some other support released just to help in summoning Red Dragon Archfiend. So I decided to stick with the junk monsters. They were Yusei's main card that he used for the deck, and overall, with just their power and synchro summoning, you can really focus the extra deck on all the different Stardust monsters and have them very easily summoned out with your means for the junk monsters. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the monsters, for the tuners, I run 3 Junk Synchron. One of your main ones. It's just very, very helpful when it's normal summon, being able to special summon a level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard and face up defense. I mean, you can go for an easy synchro right then and there, or you can even just, build up your field with some other special summons, then have the levels correct to go into your main focus, obviously, of the deck, which is Stardust Dragon. So 3 of them just definitely help to extend your plays and your monsters for sure. Another one is Jet Synchron. I run 3 of this one as well. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add 1 junk monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use 1 Jet Synchron effect per turn, only once that turn. So the search definitely does come in handy, and the special summon for the level adjustment with the fact that Jet Synchron is a level 1 tuner means that you can easily just, be a level 7 monster off, or just, 1 level off from whatever synchro you wanted to go for in the extra deck, which is the main focus of the extra deck, obviously, as well. And then for some of the lower numbered tuners, I run 1 Quick Draw Synchron. Very, very helpful just for, easy special summons by sending a monster from your hand to the graveyard to get this card out. Working with a lot of other different ones in the deck as well, for depending on what you want to go for. So even, you being able to set up your Quibbled Hedgehog in the graveyard means that you can have your synchro ready to go right then and there for sure. I just like it also just for the fact that it is a synchron, so it is a tuning search as well if need be. So very, very helpful there as well. And I also run 1 Unknown Synchron, just if, your opponent controls a monster, it's an easy special summon out to the field, so very, very helpful there as well. And lastly, 1 Glow Up Bulb. The graveyard plays for the sending, being able to set it up there with plenty of your cards as well, just means that you can either then send the top card of your deck, which could be beneficial to the graveyard to use as well, and then utilize Glow Up Bulb for its own tuner level 1 play also. And then for the non-tuners in the deck, I run 3 Junk Forward, just an easy special summon if you control no monsters. Your opponent doesn't even have to control a monster. You just have to control no monsters, and you can get this level 3 monster out on the field. So being able to combo it, if you have your graveyard set up, no monsters, then you summon out Junk Synchron and get the level 2 out of the field. That could be your Stardust Dragon right then and there out on the field. And then I also have 1 Junk Servant in the deck. I might bump this up depending on some other numbers that I'm running in the deck, but it's an easy special summon if you control a face-up junk monster, which, Junk Forward and Junk Synchron both count for that. So the numbers, I might bump it up to 2 and take out one of the other non-tuner options I'm running in the deck, which I'll explain a bit what I would take out for this if I ended up doing that. And then another helpful one is Doppel Warrior. I run 3 of this one as well. When a monster is special summoned from your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can special summon 2 Doppel tokens in attack position. So they really do come in handy for level 1 options, for the fact that Formula Synchron is a big card to get out your Shooting Star Dragon. So once you can have those tokens on the field, depending on what play you want to go for, very, very helpful for sure with Doppel Warrior at 3 for that special summon. And then I also run 2 Quibbled Hedgehog. It's just an easy summon from the graveyard if you control a face-up tuner monster, which most of the time you should for your plays. So being able to special summon this out, it does get removed from play afterwards, but making it that 1 use definitely is helpful for sure. And then I also run 1 Synchron Explorer. When it is normal summon, you can select 1 Synchron monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So kind of like a reverse junk play, basically, with your Synchrons, being Junk Synchron, obviously, or any of the other Synchrons you want to go for with your Synchron Explorer. If you wanted to take out the Junk Servant, you could even put 2 Synchron Explorers in the deck, or you can do a reverse and put 2 Junk Servants and take out the Synchron Explorer. It's just basically play situation depending on which one you want to go for and what, you know, monster you wanted to run. But I like the one-ofs just to have both options available in the deck. And I also run 2 Spell Strikers. This one is just helpful for the fact that you run plenty of spells that you can use to get the setup for this special summon. And if you already used your Junk Forward play, obviously, and you still like that extra additional special summon, Spell Striker definitely can come in handy for those plays. And I also run 3 Photon Thrasher, just an easy special summon while you control no monsters. It cannot attack if you control another monster, but it's a level 4 adjustment. If you want to run 2, you can drop this card down and then put in the other spot for the Junk Servant to run 2 of those as well. Those numbers can be adjusted depending on what you want to play. I just like Thrasher because that level 4 option definitely can come in handy for sure for your plays. We have plenty of other level 3 options for the non-tuner adjustments for special summons, so I just wanted those available as well. And I also run 2 Jester Confit just for the easy special summon of a level 1. If you can only control 1 Jester Confit, and you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. If it's summoned this way, during your opponent's next end phase, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, return both that target and this from the hand. But I, like I said, mostly use it just for the level adjustment for my synchro plays, or even if I have, you know, an Jet Synchron and this. It's an easy formula Synchron if I didn't get the tokens for the Doppel Warriors. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 tuning, very, very important spell, just being able to search out your Synchron Tuner from your deck to your hand, and then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. You can send Glow Bulb or, you know, Hedgehog, hopefully if you're lucky with this card. So just this search, very, very helpful, being able to grab your tuners, since we run less tuners in the deck, obviously, than the non-tuners, so you want to be able to search them out and search out whatever one you need specifically. And I also run 2 Mind Control, just very helpful, being able to make use of your opponent's monsters for your play if need be, if you're off level, or if your opponent has that requirement, or even if, you know, you take that monster and use it for a link summon. We are running Landfornicus in the deck as well, so whatever monster you take, you'll be able to use along with your monsters for a play, so you won't end up giving it back to your opponent at the end of the turn. And I also run 1 Monster Reborn. We don't have Soul Charge, sadly, anymore in the deck. Otherwise, you know, it would be immensely powerful with just all the different special summons we can do. But this Monster Reborn definitely does come in handy if you make Stardust Dragon. Your opponent finds out a way to take care of it, and you want to special summon it back out on the field so you can go into your bigger plays, especially. And I also run the 1/1-for-1, plenty of level 1s to run in the deck for this to be full use. And I also run the 1 Reinforcements of the Army. Junk Synchron is a warrior, so easy search there for sure. And plenty of other warrior targets, depending on what you want to go for in the deck. And I also run 1 Foolish Burial. You have plenty of graveyard targets to make use of with this also. And I also run 1 Reasoning just for all the different levels, making your opponent guess most of the time. Very situational, or that they'll ever call it right. Depending, maybe if they call level 1, even then you'll set up some good monsters in the graveyard, including Glow Bulb and Jet Synchron for your plays. But I like it for that easy special summon, which can definitely help you depending on the play you're going for. And I also run 2 Call by the Graves just to stop hand traps. Effect Veiler is a big one for sure. But other than that, if you want to run 3 Call by the Graves, you can try taking out the Reasoning just for that extra 3rd spot. But I like the 2, so it doesn't cut in with your plays, since you do want to open up with a good amount of monsters to get off your synchro summons. And I also run 2 Back to the Front. This one definitely does come in handy, along with Monster Reborn, just for the special summon of your monsters back to the field, especially with one of our plays being the powerful Shooting Quasar Dragon, just for the fact that a lot of our spots, you know, with the extra monster zone being a thing now, being able to summon back synchro monsters from the graveyard for your plays is a big way to get out the monster for sure in the deck. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra. Your main monster, obviously, Stardust Dragon. It's got the destruction effect that prevents your cards from being destroyed by sending it to the graveyard, then being able to special summon it back out to the field. It's one of your main ones for sure to go for. We have a lot of other extra deck monsters that focus on working with this card for your plays. One of them also being Junk Speeder. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can special summon as many Synchron tuners as possible with different levels from your deck in defense. You cannot special summon monsters from the X deck except Synchro monsters the turn you activate this effect. And when an attack is declared involving this card that was Synchro Summoned this turn, and another monster, you can make this card's attack become double its original attack until the end of this turn. So it's a level 5. You need a Synchron tuner to make it, but being able to special summon them out gives you plenty of options for what other synchros you may want to go for. Same with Stardust Assault Warrior. With this one, when this card is Synchro Summon, while you control no other monsters, you can target one junk monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effect of Stardust Assault Warrior once per turn, and if this card attacks a defense monster, you inflict piercing damage. So the special summon, another great help from the graveyard for sure, depending on which play I want to go for. Also with Assault Warrior being a level 6 and Junk Speeder being a level 5, you just have those level adjustments that can definitely come in handy. Same with shooting Riser Dragon with the Scent effect, very, very helpful. Plus having a level 7 option as well definitely does help. And I also run Formula Synchron. I already talked about this one enough, but the draw power and just the fact that you need it for your Shooting Star Dragon definitely is a big key part of the deck. And then also Shooting Star Dragon, this one is just your powerhouse. You need Stardust Dragon and your one tuner Synchro, which is obviously Formula Synchron with the deck. I find it to be the best one to go into for sure. And then for other level 6 options, one Stardust Charge Warrior, the draw power and the attack power definitely make this card come in handy for sure. And we don't get the card out often, but I like to have Quasar available when you can get out your Synchros and just have other special summons onto the field. When you can make it, definitely is fun for sure. And then for more generic Synchros, I run one Balmung just for a level 4 Synchro option, one Chambara for a powerful level 5 option. You could put Armades or Cataster if you want for this option here. Also one Black Rose Dragon for the level 7 Destruction, one Junk Destroyer. When you can make it, it definitely does come in handy. And one Omega, once again another good Synchro to go into if you want another level 8 option. If you don't want to run it, you can try putting in a second Stardust Dragon, but I like this option available to you in the deck. And for the Link monsters, I have one Landfornicus and one Link Karibo, just for the level 1s we run, and for the Mind Control generic, like I said, with Landfornicus, definitely does come in handy. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I was very happy I was able to finally bring out a Stardust Dragon deck. I know we did Black Rose Dragon a little while back, probably be doing that as well when the Savage Strike Special Edition update comes out. But until then, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.